Hello BookTube. Today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Rome Tag. This tag was created by Jim of Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff, and I will leave a link to his channel as well as the original video in the show notes down below. I will also leave a copy of the prompts in the show notes as well, like I usually do with tag videos. This is the latest entry in a series of tags that feature cities around the world. Most of them have been created by Jim. He did the London tag, the Paris tag, the New York tag. I did the Austin, Texas tag. And I think somebody, I don't remember who, did a tag that featured all of the cities of Belgium, or the major cities of Belgium. So yeah, but before I get going with the tag, I'll do that at the end. So I'll do the tag and then I'll address the end of yesterday's video at the end of this video. Okay, so prompt number 1. What was the last book you read set in Rome? Or what is your favorite book set in Rome or Italy? So the last book I read that was set in Rome, or in this case about Rome, and also my favorite book so far about Rome, is SPQR by Mary Beard. This is an idiosyncratic history of the Roman Empire, or history of Rome up through the granting of Roman citizenship to the free population of the Roman Empire in the early 3rd century. I really love this book. It is amazing. I read it for the first time in, I want to say 2020, although it might have been 2021, and quite enjoyed it. And I just recently reread it for Steve Donahue's book club, and I really enjoyed this reread. So this is the last book I read that was set in Rome, and also my favorite. Prompt number 2. Do you have a favorite book in translation? Yes. My favorite book in translation is View with a Grain of Sand by Wislawa Szymborska. This was translated by Stanislaw, Baranzak, and Clare, Cavanagh. I have had this collection for going on 20 years now, and I love it. I come back to it periodically. It has stayed with me since then, and I really, really love this collection. Prompt number 3. Have you read any writers of the Roman Empire? Yes, I have read Ovid, the Metamorphoses, and the Aeneid by Virgil. I'm not particularly fond of the Metamorphoses, and I thought the Aeneid was okay. But I wasn't wildly impressed. I read them both for a Greek mythology class. Prompt number 4. Have you read any books in other languages? No, I can only read in English, sadly. Prompt number 5. Do you have a favorite movie set in Rome? Yes, The Roman Spring of Mrs. Stone. It's a 1961 film starring Vivian Leigh, Warren Beatty, and Lotte Lenya, and it's about a actress who went on vacation in Rome with her husband, who died on the plane there, and she spends a spring in Rome and gets involved with a male prostitute who basically wrecks her life. It's a wonderful movie. I really enjoy it. Haven't seen it in a while, though. Unfortunately, I really don't watch TCM all that much. It's a cable channel in the US that airs classic movies. I don't really have the chance to check out and see what's coming on. And I would also like to point out some like Italian films, but I don't know for sure if, like, say, Knights of Cabiria or La Strada are set in Rome. I would also want to point out, like, shout out Juliet of the Spirits, but I don't think that is. I don't think any scenes are set in Rome. Most of it is set in the Italian countryside. But I think if you're a film buff and you know a bit more, you can maybe go and say like whether or not they are set in Rome or not. Because it's been a very long time since I've read any of them. I could go into rant on about the lack of international cinema on movie channels. But anyway, prompt number 6. What is your favorite Italian car? I don't have one. I'm not that interested in cars. Okay, prompt number 7. Many of Shakespeare's plays were set in Italy. Do you have a favorite? I'm not a fan of Shakespeare, and the last time I read him, didn't really enjoy the experience. But I would say of any of his plays that are a favorite of mine, I'd go with Titus Andronicus. That's my favorite. If I had to pick out a favorite, would be that one. Prompt number 8. Do you have a favorite Italian writer? You know what? Maybe. Even though I think you have to read a number of writers' works to really sort of say they're a favorite. But I do want to shout out one Italian writer that I have, because I'm thinking I don't really have any Italian literature in my collection. I think there's a poetry collection I have. I mean, of course, there are some Romans. I think I've got like 2 Roman works. But there is one that I just remember, so I'm going to go get it real quick. There's Fire and Blood by Enzo Traverso. I really enjoyed this book. I read it in, I want to say 2020, and quite enjoyed it. It is very difficult, but it was an enjoyable read, and I'm really looking to see more work by Traverso. And also, I would really love to read History in Translation, because that's really interesting. The works of history in translation that I've read. So I would like to read some more. So happy I remembered that. Although, again, not entirely sure if he would be counted as a favorite. I haven't really read enough of Italian literature or Italian historiography as much as there would be of any of that in translation, which I don't think there would be. But anyway, let's carry on to prompt number 9. Do you have a favorite Italian dish, or what is your favorite pizza topping? So I'm not as familiar with Italian cuisine as I would like to be. I've been wanting to pick up an Italian cookbook for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I do really like tiramisu. I've had it, I think, once, and it was really good. I had it when I was at the Magnolia Cafe. It's a cafe in Austin. And my favorite pizza topping is pepperoni. Prompt number 10. Have you ever been to Rome? Sadly, no. Although I would love to someday. And finally, tag some people. So let's see here. I'm going to do some tagging. So I'll tag Steve Donahue. Who else do I want to tag? So I guess I'll tag Steve Donahue, and if anybody else would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. Because I'm thinking on some people I would want to tag. But anyway, so before I wrap up, I do want to apologize for the end of yesterday's video when I got a phone call. It was a rather important phone call, so I had to take it. So sorry about the weirdness of that ending. So anyway, BookTube, that was the BookTube Rome Tag. If you would like to, again, if you would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. I will see you tomorrow with maybe another tag video or another video. And of course, on Friday, there will be my April book haul, which is going to be monstrous. And of course, also weekly reads. So anyway, BookTube, until I see you next time, have a great afternoon and stay safe.